Welcome back, everyone. This is Akinar here with more Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which up to this point, honestly, in a lot of ways has been the Dragon DLC. We have gone full dragon, peak dragon, in fact, if you will. And we're going to lean into that full-on dragon roleplay here. We have the Priestess Heart that has transformed our appearance here, and we're rocking the twin axe dragon cult twin axes, blink bolt twin axes, along with a whole bunch of lightning, because that's apparently the effect of this item is that we get to boost our dragon cult incantations. So I have we're gonna lean into that roleplay here. I've equipped basically all of my lightning spells into my memory slots, and we're gonna have some fun with that. So and we're also going to level up because we have Baal the Dread, which was a lot of fun. It was a nice change of pace to have just a spectacle boss and not just a boss that was making me completely lose my mind from being so difficult. But we did get a crap ton of runes to spend. So let's spend those, and you know straight where those points are going. HP, I don't think we're stopping until 60. I think 60 is the soft cap. So there we go. Lock those in. That's a whole lot of runes, but man, we need them. So yeah, there we go. We are now that we have basically completed. We're very close to completing the gravesite plane. Let's go ahead and just quickly head back here to the rest of the Dread Dragon, just to be sure that maybe there's not. I think we already rested at the site of grace, and I was looking around to see if maybe there was an appearance from our Drake warrior compatriot Egon, but no, he has reached his final resting place, as well as the Dread Dragon. So yeah, that is pretty much going to be the end of the gravesite plane for the moment. There are a couple things here. We've got a Golem, we've got a jail, and we will be getting to those in short order. The main focus going forward is going to be Shadow Altus. There is, we've already gotten several different footholds. It's crazy that there's a map all the way down here, which looks like maybe in a poison swamp. I don't even know if that's connected to Shadow Altus as well, but there is so much to explore, and I am very much looking forward to it. But first, I have made a discovery. I've made a discovery because on my one of the things, as I've restarted the DLC here, I've been having a lot of fun playing Elden Ring, and so I have been going through. I decided to pick up one of the fresh files that I had been starting at the start of the game. I was having just so much fun with Elden Ring that I wanted to play off camera without progressing the main file, and so I would just start up a fresh character and see how things, if I could do things a little bit more efficiently or a little bit better at the start of the game. And so I've got several of these fresh files that I haven't played in a while, and I picked up one of them, and I came here to Liurnia, and I did things in a little bit of a different order. I kind of went to Rhea Lucaria first, and then made my way around started making my way around the rest of this ginormous, massive zone that is Liurnia. But one of the places that I ended up here was the converted tower, and of course, as you all know, the ongoing, perhaps harder, more difficult than any, or as difficult as any boss in Elden Ring has been the converted Fringe tower. And on the main file here, I think we first went to the converted Fringe tower long before ever coming here to the converted tower. And when we got here to the converted tower, I think I had already been like frustrated several times by the Fringe tower, and then reading this message, Erudition guide thee. I thought, what the heck? It's almost the same exact message, but you know, it's a different layout. I was kind of like I just didn't really know what to do here. I was very stuck until I noticed that there was this path that we could ride with Torrent, and this wall that we could scale and then get on top of the roof and make our way up to the top. And it all felt very natural. It all felt like, you know what, this is not, oops, oh boy. I did it more deftly the first time around, but making my way up through that bit of parkour to the top of the tower and getting the memory slot, it all felt very natural. It felt like, you know, this is not something that Miyazaki, it would be unexpected. This is par for the course, a puzzle that they would ask you to think outside of the box a little bit. Like, oh, you're not supposed to do anything fancy. Like, yeah, you've got this gesture that's erudition. Like, but hey, what if getting that knowledge is just about thinking a little bit more obscurely and just going around the back door? So I didn't think anything of it. And then I came here on my fresh file, and I reread the message. And this had been just after our most recent round of trying something at the converted Fringe Tower and, of course, failing miserably. The continual frustration ongoing with that place. And I thought to myself, why? Why would they give us this message, Erudition Guide Thee, and the message at the converted Fringe Tower, Erudition Light the Way? It just doesn't... And then, on top of that, they give us a gesture. Spoiler alert for previous FromSoft games, but this is not... They have done this so many times before, where there has been a gesture that has had some kind of effect on the world. You use this gesture or you hold this gesture for a certain amount of time and something happens. And I was thinking this to myself, kind of like almost subconsciously, like frustrated, like, why doesn't this do a thing in this game? This would make my life so much easier. And I just kind of activated this gesture here, not even almost thinking about it, just kind of like doing it subconsciously. And this happened. I was not recording at the time. I had no reason to think I should be recording at the time. But you can imagine probably my reaction and how my jaw hit the floor at the appearance of a ladder. What the hell? What the, I that whole thought process that I just spoke into words, that's kind of what I was just thinking to myself, this frustrated, like, I don't even know what I almost didn't even think about. I wasn't, the activating of the gesture was just this thing that I did. And I was sitting here like, man, this should be a thing. It would be so, it would make so much sense. And of course, now seeing this, it does make sense. And it also makes me wonder, did I really never on the main file, when we got to the converted tower, did I never try this gesture? What the heck? Now, I have not climbed this ladder. I shut off the game at that very moment because I thought, oh my gosh, okay, we have to go to the main file. And we have to, of course, this doesn't really get us anywhere. It's not like there's anything hidden here because we've been up here before. We've been down this road and we've opened this chest. And I thought this mystery had been solved, but we actually had solved it in a roundabout way that perhaps has obscured a potential or perhaps the intended solution at the converted Fringe Tower. And so you know what's coming next. You know exactly what is coming next here, because now, knowing that this gesture actually does have an effect in certain places, it makes me wonder, what have I missed here? Because I know for damn certain we've done this gesture, and we've done it more than once at this place. But perhaps we were not standing in the right spot. Is that what has been going on this whole time? Because I know for dang sure. Now, when I look up here, it's a different layout, obviously, right? It's the bigger tower, like the Ronnie's Rise tower layout, and so I can see that there's a lift up above us. I can see that, yeah, there's an elevator that's gonna be activated if we can get up to that level. So that would, I guess, now thinking about this, it's like there's not a ladder in this room, but maybe there is a ladder somewhere else. Let's just try this one more time, but we're gonna have to try this gesture around the premises, because even though it doesn't have an effect here, and it's also nice that contrary to certain other games in the series where a gesture was meant to be held for a very long period of time, in this case, at the converted tower, we only had to wait a few seconds. So it makes me wonder, am I supposed to be standing out in front of the damn building? Where am I supposed to be standing? And like, my mind is just, I am hoping so badly that this is going to be the answer to this, because now if there is not some hidden ladder here somewhere, then I'm gonna have to give up. I feel like this is the last straw. If we don't find an answer now, if we're not able to locate actually, one of the main things that I thought of was here, because we have entered into another tower, have we not? We've entered into the, I don't remember the name of the tower, but it was out in the mountaintops of the Giants. And we entered the, actually we've done it a couple times, entering on the balcony on this side of the building. No ladder. Shit. How picky is this going to be? How strict would they? Oh my gosh. Is it possible? Oh my god. Okay. Do I need to stand like right under? That was Erdtree flower. Erdleaf flower. We've entered onto this balcony both from an invisible walkway as well as what was the other? There was a spirit spring, right, in the dragon barrow. No ladder though. Shit. Shit. Where would it make sense? Like, maybe it's not a ladder. It may be like just a sus wall gets revealed. But where would it make sense for there to be a ladder or something that would appear? So on the one hand, we have made an important discovery, but also on the other hand, it's possible that I may still be completely miffed by this thing, because, you know, that's why it's a puzzle. You've still got work to do. It would make a lot of sense if there were a ladder like right here to get us on the roof, maybe? Please, erudition. Please. Please. No. Like, I can see that it would not make sense because there is an elevator directly right there. It wouldn't make sense for there to be a ladder that goes up in the same place as the converted tower, right? That would, I can get that. I can understand. But then where? Because the only other opening The only other opening that I am aware of is the balcony, is it not? Like, I guess if we can get on the roof, then we can get to the balcony. Where do we need to do this gesture? Could it be back in the corner here somewhere? Is there like an obvious section of the structure that stands out? I'm so anxiously waiting for a ladder to, hopefully waiting for a ladder to appear. But, don't tell me that there's still something else that I'm missing. Is there any place over on this side that would make sense? I mean, I could just try going to every single side of the building and trying this out, but this... Trying it from the side of the balcony. Maybe... Oh. No! One step forward and 15 steps backward. Get really far away from the building, and we can, like, David Blaine this shit, just make it disappear. Maybe I've never actually waited 5 minutes in front of the statue. We can try that as well. 5 minutes and nothing. No dissolved fog wall or fog barrier. Nothing. The other thing we could try is going back to my most recent idea of combining Starlight along with Erudition. Erudition, light the way. Could this perhaps bring down this ladder that I hope exists and is just waiting to be summoned forth from whatever part of the, perhaps from the Shadow Realm. that's where Miyazaki is hiding this ladder. Oh my god. Miyazaki, let down your ladder. let me in. Oh my gosh, guys. This is... I'm definitely feeling a bit of disappointment because that's how... I don't know if it's dopamine or whatever part of your neurochemistry, when you have this expectation, you make this discovery off camera at the converted tower and you think, oh, that now this is how we're going to solve the converted Fringe tower. You have this expectation that you're going to get there. And then the reality turns out to be so different. And that disappointment is so real. I think we're gonna do it, guys. I think we're gonna go online. I'm at that point where I can't take it anymore. How many different things have we tried? How many different ideas and wild, wacky things have we thrown at the wall, thrown at this goddamn tower to try to make stick something, and nothing has proved successful. So we're gonna do it. I don't want to look up the solution, but I also don't want to be forever, infinitely, just banging my head against the wall. So I think we have to go back to the title screen and log back in. This is something, the message system, as we talked about before, it is something within the game. It's very different from somebody telling you the solution, in my opinion, because it's done within this messaging template structure. And so it doesn't, I know from doing this in Dark Souls 3, like, it definitely provides assistance, but it doesn't feel like it's just straight up telling you the answer. Or at least, you know, that's what I'm going with. Because I'm just at that point where I don't know that I am actually capable of solving this thing without at least some sort of a nudge. Now the question is, how long do we have to wait for these messages to pop in? Because I haven't done this before. I don't know. I think I've seen like a couple clips of people playing online. Some of my friends sending me clips at the end of the base game, showing me some experiences they had. And so I saw that, okay, yeah, the messages look like this thing, basically. But I don't think I've ever actually seen them myself in-game. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not actually online. Maybe I need to, like, fully quit out of the game altogether. Let me just do that to be sure. Let me do a full game reset here. I did remember as I was quitting out of the game, I have that, that mod that shows the PlayStation controls instead of the Xbox controls playing on Windows. And that does automatically disable because you're using a modded software, they don't let you go online for the whole anti-cheating stuff. So I think we should be online now. And maybe we're still waiting for messages to show up. Let me just confirm and make sure. But I think I just saw the multiplayer option. It does say playing online, and there's multiplayer and messages as options on the menu here. So will we get? Are there messages to be found? maybe everybody else is just as stumped as me. No other players have ever been able to solve the converted Fringe Tower. So maybe there are no messages to be found around here. Possibly. Are there messages by the balcony? Doesn't look like it. Where? Aha! Well, I see bloodstains. Okay. So now we should be fully online. I don't even know if I could get invaded here. This is the first time this whole entire playthrough actually going online. So, oh yeah, there are a number of bloodstains. So now we have to be on the lookout for messages. Probably gravity deaths that these poor souls suffered. But let's see if we can find any. Aha! Okay, okay. There's a phantom running around, and there are some new messages here. What do we have? Sage, oh sage. And they were doing the gesture. They were doing the gesture. But it has no appraisals. Try head and then gesturing. Huh? Say what? So they're doing the gesture, but that's what we've done. Have we not? Sage, oh sage. Oh, wait a second. Oh no. Oh no. They're wearing the glintstone crown. Try head and then gesturing. They're wearing one of the glintstone crowns. Oh, except we've got this dragon thing going. We can't even wear anything right now. Is that twin sage. Sage, oh sage. This guy wasn't wearing the twin sage, though. Is that... Are you just supposed to wear... I don't know if it has to be a specific glintstone crown, or... Because this guy has a different one on. He's got the twin sage. But they're both doing the gesture, and they're wearing... We did this before. I was here before. Dude, I'm gonna have to die, aren't I? I'm gonna have to... Because the only way to get out of this dragon thing is to die. Oh, no. Dude, we were here before with... We were here before wearing one of those glintstone crowns because we needed it to get up to... I wanted to do law of regression, right? That was my idea. Was to do law of regression to try to disperse the illusion. Which seemed like actually a pretty solid idea, if I'm being honest, after the whole Radagon is Merica situation. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, we're gonna go back offline. Give me a second while I reboot the game here. Okay, so we should be offline now. We've got the PlayStation prompts back, and now I guess I have to take a gravity death here. Let's do the most. I mean, that's the easiest way to do this, right? Just easy gravity death from jumping on top of the... Where's the Mausoleum Knight here? Let's greet the Mausoleum Knight here as we... Yay! Okay. So, Dragon Communion dispersed with... I feel if this works... If this works, well, I can't say that I'm gonna be pissed. I don't think I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm just gonna be so confused because have we not been to the tower on multiple occasions? It's been more than once that I've come to this tower wearing one of these crowns in order to boost my intelligence, and therefore be able to cast whatever wild ideas in terms of spells that I had. What the fuck? What the fuck? And also, if it has to do with wearing a crown, then I don't see how that's... I don't see how that's connected to this message. May erudition light the way. But I mean, we're gonna try it. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Look at the crowns glowing. What the fuck? Is that the light? Is that the light we're talking about here? Okay, honestly, now I do feel just a little bit better. I think I actually feel a little bit better about this, and I really don't feel too bad at all about taking the help. Because, I think we can actually claim, like, massive partial credit. Partial credit, because... We did the gesture, for one. Obviously, the gesture was like the first thing that I tried the moment that I got it from our buddy Topes. We tried the gesture, and we also tried wearing this crown. But apparently, we never did the two of them together. I don't know how I did that. How I managed to do that. But it doesn't really make sense, though, to try them together, to me at least. Like, it makes much more sense. It makes infinitely... Whoa! Oh my god, there's actually one of these things here. Holy crap, that scared the fucking shit out of me. Fucking... Stop. Stop. Stop with your nonsense. Okay, I finally got to use my hefty rock pots. So there we go. Rock on. Oh my god. Yeah. We're here, guys. We're fucking finally here. It really doesn't make any sense, though. It just doesn't make any sense that Erudition Light the Way, you have to do the gesture and wear one of those stupid crowns. The only way that it makes sense is if you follow, I guess, follow my train of logic. Like, this is why I feel like I get partial credit on this. Because I did notice the Celia insignia, right? The Celia insignia on the seal to the rise. And so you could, I guess, that's maybe supposed to be the connection. There's a whole bunch of dudes wearing the glintstone crowns in Celia. Not to mention Raya Lucaria and a whole bunch of other places, but I feel like I was so close on so many occasions. Okay, what do we have here? Canon of Haima and Gavel of Haima. Oh my gosh. Well, there's our theoretical sorcery build complete. Finally. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Raya Lucaria creates a magical great hammer and slams it down. The Hammer of Justice, which we have seen used by, well, a few different of the battle mages, right? Drawn from the scholarly conspectus of Haima, the adjudicator of the Academy, this sorcery employs might as a means to quell conflict. And then I just went to a completely different part of the menu. Canon of Haima lobs an explosive magic projectile that flies in an arc. Charge and enhances potency, drawn from the conspectus of Haima. Haima. I just, guys. Okay, well, that marks the end of an era, does it not? My feelings are mixed. I'm claiming partial credit because we were just, man, how tantalizingly close, frustratingly close on so many occasions was I from just doing, if I had just done that one specific combination of things that I was so prepared to do, or that I had all the everything was in place. And I just needed that little nudge across the finish line. One last salute to the converted Fringe Tower. Like I said, truly the end of an era. And man, like I think the thing that is ultimately, it's not really a great hint, is it? It doesn't really Erudition Light the Way. How are you meant? How are you meant to put together from that you're supposed to wear a glintstone crown? How is that meant to be? Unless you're supposed to come to that conclusion on accident, you know, maybe this is the troll that is Miyazaki. He puts this light the way in the message, and the, you know, player like me who thinks, oh, what about Starlight? Starlight! That makes so much sense, right? Like the light appears above your head and you do the gesture and you're looking up to the light, and it puts it all together. Except, you know, if you're like me, you don't have any intelligence, and so you're forced to scrounge around for intelligence boosting items, and one of them just so happens to be a glintstone crown, and you just get lucky. And you maybe don't even realize that you solved the puzzle using a glintstone crown. You thought you did it with Starlight? Is that what was supposed to happen there? That's why I am not, I think, ultimately not going to be super super disappointed that we, like, I technically did not, like, solve the converted Fringe Tower on my very own, you know? Technically speaking, didn't do that. But we were in so many different ways, or in so many different, we were close on so many fronts. You know? That... What can you say? What more is there to be said? Other than, I need to get my mind off of the converted Fringe Tower. And on to something else. Just give me anything but the converted Fringe Tower to think about. Frozen maggots. There we go. Frozen maggots is just the palate cleanser that I was looking for. Time to dive into the Lamenter's Jail. As we got a quick preview last time. Oh, they already gave us the key to open that door, perhaps? Jail upper level key. Opens the iron grating on the upper level of the Lamenter's Jail. There it is. Frozen iron key. Just no more description needed. So let's go back and try that out. Where was that? Here it is. Jail upper level key used. Oh, and there is a ladder going down. Where'd this go? Oh boy, our friends are back. Oh, what are you doing? That's a new move. They're a bit resistant to lightning. Lightning damage, perhaps? Maybe not. Maybe not that much. We are supposed to be getting boosted damage from our Dragon Cult incantations. Time to see those. It's been a while, actually, since we've really leaned into the lightning magic. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting back to this. There's another little hole to drop down. Let's search in here first, though. I was kind of... Yeah, that had a different... it looked, texture-wise, very different from the rest of the surroundings. So I wasn't too surprised to see that one happen. I think this one also is ready to pop out at us. They do a pretty hefty amount of damage there with that initial... What the fuck? You got like a little... Oh my god, why? I want to use the rest... I want to use my last Hone Bolt. So I can drink. Actually, it's probably an easier way to get up to you. Probably easier to go this way. The only problem is that... Okay, there we go. We can break your stance. There is that. And the electrocharge might help us do that as well. So let's get all of the facets of our build rolling here. A lot of different ways to go. Let's finish this room. So many fun surprises here. Okay, so I do notice that I love the laughing that's going on. I think the laughing is coming from these jars that I wish I could lock onto them. But I could also use... We could do this, because I see there's one here that's cracked. There we go. No. Jesus Christ. Thought you were going to try to grab me. The first time when we met these lovely individuals in the Ballarat jail, they didn't do all that much damage. They've definitely upgraded in that department. Wait, why is that one not... It is cracked, is it not? What? And I can hear it as well. That's the thing. Is they also make noise. So is it going to pop open once I... Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I have to do something first. Okay, what spell is the right way to go? Here we go with the lightning spear. Or we'll just... The little shove. The little shove is just adorable. The fact that we are getting so many stance breaks, I'm gonna go ahead and get my value. Get my critical hit value, which I love to do. There was another door over here, which is probably locked as well. No, not locked. But also there is an ambush behind us. I like that they have the same, we can do the blink bolt plus the strong attack, similar to the big shadowy enemy in Ballarat. So we came in through there, I think, right? And then we have yet to explore the upper room. Or did we go in here? We might not have gone in here. A couple nice critical hit opportunities. We'll take them. And get ourselves a new... one of these new weapons, the perfume bottle of chilling variety. Scales with intellect. Perfume bottle remade into weapon of perfumers of the realm of shadow. Attacks release perfume powder producing an icy chill. From time to time, perfumers set out on journeys to pursue new aromatics and flower gardens. What a strange, still such a strange weapon to me. Now this, okay, I think, yeah, there's the ladder. We came in there. And now we'll get to the upper door in a bit, but I think this was the other one. Oh, okay, there's a ladder that goes down there. So let's do the upper door first then. This is already getting very confusing. Very discombobulating. I don't know why I was determined to try to see if that was a sus wall. Okay, all right, you got me. Congrats. You got me. That did not do a thing? What? That's more like it. That's a little more like it. Gotta get back into the groove of my badass dragon cult spells as I'm dropping through. I totally did not see that sus floor coming. We've gotten a little bit better at telling when The floor is cracked. Totally did not see that one. It was the... They had me thinking about sus walls and sus doors. My laser focus missed that one. Oh! Sus wall. Is that our first? I think that's officially our first sus wall that leads to a locked door. First sus wall in the DLC, is it not? Oh, shit. I really didn't think that was actually going to be one. I just, you know, it's this instinct of poke all the corners. And eventually you get lucky. A Call of Tibia? Okay. All right, so it was in fact, a cave wall. Sus cave wall, that was our first. Need to find the key to that, though. But how am I... Ah, okay, there's another... The staircase leads up this way. Yeah. I was like, how am I getting out here? Nice, scary, intimidating noises there, my dude. Have we been here? Completely whiffed. Completely whiffed. Get a double value out of this one. Make up for your jump scare that was unsuccessful. I think we've been in this room, have we not? Yeah, we were in this room to start. So now we're kind of back at the initial level. This place is already, there's been so many freaking twists and turns. I have no idea where all we've been and where all we haven't. We came in here, did we not? Yeah, this was... Okay. I'm already so freaking lost. That's exciting, though, that we got a sus wall. Let's go. Is this the floor that caved in on us? Or is that just... That's just death, isn't it? There's a funny little ledge here. Why does this exist? Where the hell am I going? Jars. The innocent little jars sitting atop the pile of corpses that have been amassed to stuff into said jars. They're just so innocent and oblivious to it all. Do I want to fall down here? I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna double back and try to retrace my steps once more and be just the thorough attempt at being thorough that I like to do. And we're gonna drop down into this room that we were at before. Grab the frozen maggot. This door is still locked, obviously, because we haven't picked up another key. And now we're back in this room. And did we go this... We did not go this way yet, I don't think. Unless... Aha! Now I've connected... Oh, but this was the room where we dropped... Oh, okay, that had the sus floor. So, how do I get across there now? So does that mean that I actually already went through... Oh, I didn't get this frozen maggot there. Did I go through this way then? There's a ladder here that I did not use yet. I think that's what I was thinking of. Making sure... I hear rats. I definitely hear rats. And where there are rats, there are more rats. Or bigger rats. Come on. Come on, dude. Can you break their stance? Have we ever broken the stance of a rat? There it is. Asking you shall receive, except... How did I miss that riposte? Oh well. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? We'll go this way first. Oh god, this is a larger cave here. What are you guys doing? What are they doing? They're not attacking me. What are... You guys are making me nervous. I don't know what you're doing. I don't like it, though. Oh. Could this be... We passed by a hole earlier that we did not drop down. Was that this? Perhaps? Innard meat? I guess we picked this up before? Okay. Probably in the Bellarat jail, right? Throw at enemies to inflict damage. Oh, God. So glad we came down here for that. To the other direction. Oh boy. That was not very effective. There you go. Oh. We can, of course, break the stance of rats. We've done that now that I think of it. Tons of times. Just can't get a critical hit on the little rats. Clarifying Horn Charm. +2. Vastly raises focus. Horns are sublime artifacts to horn scent, and their presence confirms the belief that they are a chosen people. Only the repeated sprouting of fresh horns can create a tangled horn, which is viewed as an irrefutable symbol of primacy. Tangled horns. Okay, so out of the bloody rat sewers we go. Need to find another key. Couple locked doors to open, and I have already forgotten where those locked doors are. One of them was behind a sus wall. I remember that much. But I've already forgotten where that sus wall was, so hopefully we find our way back there. Now we go up here, except the floor caved in, so we have to drop back down, don't we? I think we have to drop back down. So we go back down here. And then here... This was the sus. Okay, this was the sus wall, which of course that's still locked. And then what was in here? I've got to learn this layout, guys. Oh my god. So is the only way to go up these stairs, which led into the room with the jars, didn't it? There was this as well. Oh, right. This led to the room with the jars, didn't it? Okay, it's gonna take me a minute, but we're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna figure this out. Let me just make sure what this last, what was up the stairs all the way. Remind myself. Build out that mental map one last time, and then that, okay, that leads us back to here. Okie dokie. To the jars. Knowing that there's probably going to be big jars that want to have some fun with us. Yeah. It's inevitable. I don't like to do it, but I have no choice. They leave me no choice. We'll get to that chest in a moment. Let's go up and get this item first. You all just stay plain. Stay happy and fancy free. Don't let life ever get you down, including a dragon priestess impersonating Lord of Chaos. Don't ever let life get you down. I hate doing it, guys, I swear, every single time. Every innocent jar that bites the dust, I shed a tear inside. You can't see it, but it's there. These electric attacks are not proving to be super effective. I let you get behind my guard. That was good. And you're out of here. We are getting a little bit low on flasks. Hopefully. There's our jail lower level key. Okay. Just had to murder about a dozen jars. That's all we had to do. My conscience is totally not fucked after that. Anything else that we missed in here? I think we're good. I think we're moving on. We got our key. That's what we came for. Time to move on. Now, can I remember these doors that I just scouted out? One of them is a I think, yeah, well, one of them is there, actually. We do drop down we go up the stairs and we drop into that room that we've been at the start. But first, we go to the one here behind the sus wall. Yes, all right. And Shadow Realm Rune 4. Have to be on the lookout because where there's one sus wall, there may be more. Lamenting Visage. Thought I heard footsteps behind me. This is a torch. Are you serious? I think there's stuff behind the wall that's trying to get to me. Lamenting Torch. Is this like the I'm thinking back to DS1. It all comes back to DS1 apparently. I think we have the skull lantern. What was it called? It actually gives off a pretty decent amount of light. A stone lantern carved to resemble a lamenting human head. Lovely. The eyes vacantly beaming out light. Can be raised up when equipped in the left hand, illuminating more of the surrounding area. The unusual expression somehow imparts a sense of contentment. The languid ease of one who needs not sight. And blindfold of happiness, swing the head while covering the eyes, unleashing a wail of lamentation, while temporarily making the user of this skill harder to see. To those who seek happiness, blindness is bliss. We can just make ourselves invisible? What the hell? Okay. Unleash. Lamentation upon thee. Oh, we're on the other... Oh, shit, we're on the other side of the drop down. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna drink my Cerulean Flask here. Probably going to need to head back to the start, the bonfire at the start before we deal with the mini-boss. So that's what we'll plan on doing. I forgot I need to go up. This way. Blindfold of happiness. We gotta try that. How does that work? Gotta find an enemy to try it on. Another ladder. Down we go. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Okay. Is there a stake of America? Let's figure that out. If there is a stake, then we'll just give it a try. There is a stake. Okay. We won't worry about going back to the bonfire just yet, because we'll get a... Will this work against the mini-boss, do you think? This lamenting blindfold of happiness? We could try it. We're just having all sorts of fun today. Let's give it a shot. Lamenter. He said, what the fuck? Okay. I think he also has a skull. Does he not? The exploding, enlarging head. Oh my god. What? What is that move? Oh, he's doing the move on us. He is doing it on us. Is this where we need our sentry torch to counteract this? Where are you, dude? Show yourself. That's not what I meant. I take it back. Okay, which one is the real one? How do we tell them apart? I'm so good at this, guys. This is like my forte. Whether it be Deacons of the Deep or Renala and all of her little Okay, you just wait a second, what the fuck? What the hell's going on here? Excuse me? Let me go. No. Huh? So they lamented us to death? What? Confusion. I like that we tried to use his own trick against him, and he's like, "Are you serious? You really tried? You really thought that was going to work? Let's try something else, shall we? Let's try probably the big stand in the middle of them and do Ancient Dragons. It does spread out, right? It's one of these that the spell has an AoE effect, correct? Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. Summons a red bolt of lightning that scatters and spreads around the surrounding area. So theoretically, we could like stand in the middle of the group. Like, I don't know exactly what we're supposed to do when there's like a dozen of these guys that spawn. I thought it was, I don't know what I was doing. I was just dodging it like a madman. I had no game plan there. This time we will attempt to, well, do something other than what we did the first time. Try something else. That's what we will do. We'll also drink our Flask of Wondrous Physic, which I seem to have a penchant for forgetting to do that. Okay, so now he goes into this business. And now we just wait. I don't think there is... Is there something that I'm missing in the meantime? Now, maybe that little, okay, well, we definitely did something different that time. And now you're gonna do this again? Oh, there are things... Oh, we've got like little... Oh, there's 3 of these little fucking Lamenter's heads that are floating around us. How do I get rid of these things? Oh, no. That's what happened. They latched onto us. And then we must have, you know, accumulated too many of them. That's what happened. And then I got... Okay. So... Alright, so maybe I don't have to kill them off, per se. Maybe I do. This is a bizarre mechanic. We definitely don't want to get hit by the little, floating skulls of Lamenting Doom. Lamentation and... holy crap. Okay. Might just be better to focus fire them with a quick spell, like Lightning Spear, rather than trying to do one big old AoE spell that just sits me in place and accumulates those skulls. Probably a better game plan. Give it another try. Any, I could bring a summon to help me out here. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, but I always like going solo, you know me. I don't think death buildup is what we care about here, but maybe there is... Could there be something like... I don't know, soap? Something that could, like, removes filth and accumulations on the body. Could that work in this situation? Worth a try? Why the hell not? I forgot about my, I also forgot about my change in my appearance. At least that's a freebie that we can just reapply anytime. Ooh, he actually does inflict a little bit of death there when he does that. A little bit of death status effect. We're really not dealing that much damage to him. So it's probably better to not stand in the middle of the room, stand at one end or the other. Not totally sure. Also, it might be the fact that he is getting in melee range. Well, no, then this person does. Like, I was thinking that maybe... Wait, are we just accumulating? Oh my god, what the hell? So, I didn't even get hit by this stuff? I'm so confused as to how I... Can I cleanse this with the soap? I cannot. So, wait a second. What in the hell am I supposed to do? I'm so fucking confused. Do I... Is there anything that they've given us recently that would make sense in counteracting this in some way? Is it a focus thing? Sleep and madness. I don't know that this is not what this is some unique status effect, isn't it? How do I... Maybe there's a spell that I have that could work here. Lord's Aid? Would that have an effect on this sort of a... Like, this just is such a unique type of effect that I'm not sure that I have anything that deals with it. But I also don't know how to avoid it. I already got hit. Is it a matter of how many are alive? I think that might be it. We really need to kill off as many as possible. I think that's the key, is just to kill off as many as fucking possible. Because however many are alive at the end of this phase is what's gonna fucking get you. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The problem is how do I kill all of them? Or do I either I kill? I think it's definitely tied. Okay. I do think now that it is connected to how many of those phantoms or copies are alive at the end when he goes to cash them in and they all start laughing or crying or whatever the hell they're doing, then they all become like a curse on me. And if I accumulate too many of those, it's game over. The problem is that it feels very difficult to kill most. I'm doing so little damage to them, or I'm not dealing enough damage quickly enough to kill even close to all of them. So what do I do? The other idea that I'm thinking of is, what if I what if I Did I succeed? The problem is he's going into this phase again. And it feels like we're doing no damage to him. I'm so confused. This is very annoying. I really hate this. And I've got four skulls around me now. I hate it because I don't quite understand what I'm doing, and I'm also dealing so little damage. Like I might just instantly go for Blasphemous Blade because I don't like this fight at all. I don't understand it. That's the instinct that I'm having right now. I suppose I should have thought of this sooner, but we should probably try this Sentry's Torch. Does it not have... I guess the text is specifically about assassins cloaked in veils. I don't know if it's supposed to be an all-purpose... Here, you can see everything that's invisible, but we have to try it, don't we? Because, man, nothing else is really working right now. I might also have too many spells on my... I might have too many spells at the ready. Let's see what we can do though, because this if this doesn't work, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. That completely missed. That completely missed. My Lanciax's Glaive. There we go. Once it gets cooking, once it gets going, and I can't get poised out of it, it's actually a pretty, you know, it has a very high poise to it, and seems to be a very spammable attack, which I like, because I kind of need that. Now, unfortunately, my L1 button is a little fucked, because I've apparently alt-tabbed and fucked up my LB button again. But that did not let me see shit. That was not helpful at all. Hone Bolt I had forgotten about. It seems like it would be a pretty nice spell to have in this situation, but the problem is there are so many of you motherfuckers. There are so many of you. And once... This is so fucking annoying. How do I deal with this shit? Am I supposed to be listening for him? Or seeing some footsteps on the ground somewhere that I can... Because otherwise you all are so fucking annoying. And maybe I shouldn't worry about the damage, because really the damage is not a big deal. The damage is really nothing to be worried about. It's just once these skulls build up, I'm like already almost dead, because I can't actually. This is definitely, I'm missing something, you know? I'm missing something so far. Because right now this seems impossible. Given my current strats, I do not know how to overcome and avoid what seems to be a permanent, unavoidable fate. Well, since I don't get whatever I'm supposed to get, maybe there is nothing to get, I don't know. But I'm gonna summon. I like to go solo, but I'm wondering if this is just a fight that the game is saying, you know what, you need the help. You need as many other friendly bodies to take on all of the other ads, which seem to die in just one hit. So having a bunch of mausoleum soldiers to go after those ads, and that seems like that'd be a good idea. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna give it a shot, because nothing else I'm doing is working right now. We gotta figure out some way to make things work. Except now I can't. Are you serious? Can I not? My R1 is not working now. I swear to God, I reset the game and everything. Oh my God, my PC Master Race. PC Master Race. We could just dogpile this guy, okay? I guess we're dogpiling this guy and not letting him ever do anything. How does it feel to be trapped in the corner, dude? How does it feel? Okay. I don't have an R1 attack, so I'm just spamming strong attack. And this is actually far too OP. I'm not. This is why I normally don't summon, because it feels like what the hell. I don't know what else to do against the Lamenter though, so I think this is gonna have to work, and we're gonna have to live with this. Because man, I don't know how else I'm supposed to beat this. Wait a second. I was gonna say, are we not able to actually defeat the guy? Okay, guys. I don't. This is gonna be a very weird episode, I think, because I don't know how to feel about the converted Fringe Tower. I don't know how to feel about the Lamenter. Like, that just feels. I mean, I've done some cheesy things with Destined Death and Blasphemous Blade, but that felt like that was a whole different level. Okay. We have a reusable now. Transforms where into a Lamenter and causes head to swell in size. I'm already doing the transform thing. They really want to give you these transforming gimmicks in the DLC, don't they? A stone mask twisted into an expression of rapturous grief. Use while disrobed to transform into a Lamenter. So we can do this not just for dragons and dragon communion. The change cannot be undone except by death. Using this mask while already transformed causes the head to swell in size. Could we do it with the... Something tells me we're not going to be able to do it with the Dragon Communion transformation. We'll find out, though. I'll try it. This transformation tallies with the state of a denizen of paradise. What the heck? This transformation tallies with the state of a denizen of paradise, but the people of the tower denied and hid it from the world. In their foolishness, they viewed true bliss with deep fear. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't understand that sentence. What does it mean, this transformation tallies? Why is my brain... Oh, guys, do you ever have just one of those days? One of those days where everything is just... We've had it before with Elden Ring. It's that kind of a game. It is so amazing. The atmosphere, the storytelling, the challenge. There is... It's unique. But there are also some days where this game just... I don't know what to do about it. And today is one of those days. I guess I do know what I will do for this next moment or two. I will level up. That'll make me feel better, won't it? That'll make me feel 100% better. Just put another point into HP. It's almost perfect. There it is. Okay. Cool. Should we go ahead and take on a furnace golem while we're at it? While we're taking care of wrapping everything up here, should we just go ahead and knock the furnace golem off of our list, or try to? And we'll see exactly how successful we are in that regard. But we can certainly give it a try. I'm not sure exactly what spell of my lightning repertoire would be most effective against him. We're gonna try to do lightning spells. We're gonna try to see. Why can't I lock on to the I want to lock onto the foot. I'm trying to lock onto your foot. Is that not something I can do? Could I not lock onto his feet before? Are his feet reinforced? Am I not able to damage his feet? Hello? What is going on here? I don't think I'm even hitting him. I could have sworn I could lock on to the other one's feet, could I not? Am I completely misremembering that part of the program? Do I have to... I mean, I know I'm probably over-reliant on camera lock, but are they really going to force me to take on this guy without being able to, well, you know, employ a similar strategy as before? That does seem to be what the case is. Maybe we are hitting him. We're just doing like shit-ass damage, you know? Because I can see his health bars showing up, which suggests that we are doing something. And also, lightning doesn't seem to be super effective against them. I just want to use my cool, you know, dragon cult spells to go along with my new way of living the dragon communion life. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Also, I have no idea though if that's even doing any damage to him. Because they do kind of look like they're reinforced. If I'm being honest, it does kind of look like there's a difference. I don't know why I was going up there, but it, like, if you're a melee build, how do you hope to deal with this guy? Are we actually dealing any damage to him? It doesn't feel like we're making a dent. Because it does feel like there's actually armor around his legs where there wasn't before. So, what the hell? How do we solve this? There is a horse that's sticking out the side. Is that part of the puzzle here? Well, what do I do about the horsey? Does the horsey matter? He seems to have a very limited set of moves, by the way, though. We're not exactly... There's that first time that I've seen that move. He hasn't been doing the little melee swipe all that much. That still doesn't feel torn to full. I mean, okay, you know what? I can't be... Well, there we go. Falling to my death. There's an item I miss. I didn't realize I was that close to the edge. Yeah, guys. It's just one of those days, I'm afraid. It's just one of those days where nothing makes sense to me. And... I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I want to play Elden Ring, but it's not doing me any favors, man. It's not doing me any... And now I got these guys on my case. Oh my god. Fireproof pickled liver. Yo, that'll solve all our problems. I know it. Are we already getting attacked by the furnace column? He's already laying into us. I think this is gonna have to wait for another day, guys. Or at least I'm gonna have to take a break and come back to it. All right, today is a new day. And today is a fresh brain. And I'm hoping that that will result in success. We're gonna go back to Siluria's Woe. And we're also gonna try... I had seen... Obviously, we had gone up to this ledge before. We had gone up to this... we had seen the furnace golem come right up to the edge of this this cliff face, and it made me wonder whether were we intended to use giving us this spirit spring. Was it meant to be something that we actually utilize? Oh my god, did he just jump up? He's trying to jump up. Oh my goodness, what the fuck? I don't suppose we should jump into this, should we? You know? Oh, no, okay. You never know until you try. You just never know, for sure. Okay, I thought for a second that maybe getting up on that little plateau with the spirit spring, that we would be able to just, you know, be at the same... That we would be on the correct level. Like, that's actually how we're meant to, like, you know, hit this guy in the face by actually having his face, putting us at on the same height as his face. But maybe not, because we were a little bit higher there than him. So let's try this the more traditional way, except we're shooting him in the face with Siluri as well. The only question is, can I actually reach him? Like, we'll wait for him to get his initial salvo here out of the way. But will the beam from my Siluria's woe actually connect? He's gonna go through this again. He just kind of does this on repeat, doesn't he? It's just spam, 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 spam. But it's not like there's constantly fire raining down on us. Wait, I can't... The beam doesn't actually go upward. The Siluria's woe doesn't act... I remember now. I think we are supposed to actually use the Spirit Spring. This makes no sense that they would make us fight an enemy like this. Like, if you're a pure melee class, you're not able to damage this guy. Like, this has to be part of the deal, isn't it? It is just a bit annoying when he goes into constant rain of fire. Did we hit him? But, okay, even if you're a pure melee class, you're still not hitting him from this distance. I feel like there's something we're clearly missing. Still something I'm missing, guys. What in the heck? Sorry, Torin. Okay, so he jumps. Oh, and he attacks. Okay, I've missed that part. I didn't see him doing the fire swipe before. How am I supposed to hit you, dude? It's a little unfair. And then I fall. This is so strange. I don't know what we're supposed to do. Other than actually just could do Blasphemous Blade? Is that the answer? Is Blasphemous Blade just always the answer? How do we get through? Can I actually break his stance or somehow knock off these leg platings that have been put in place? There's the horse that's sticking out of one of these. Like, how does that factor into things? Just the fact that we can't target the legs at all is so... He had to have taken damage there, right? Did that actually... It actually interrupted me summoning my horse. It does hit him. Like, we're getting an effect, the leeching effect. So there's some damage that's being dealt. I think... But is it doing any effect, having any effect at potentially breaking his stance? Like, I'm trying to see his health bar here. So is this a way to do this? Just bait this out from one side, go to the other side, and then you're... No, not quite. But man, Blasphemous Blade brings the health right back. Is this doing anything? Where's the health bar? Where is your freaking... How do we do this? What the fuck? presence of this spirit spring as well is just confounding matters for my overcomplicating brain. Because it makes me think like they want us to use that ledge somehow. I don't think this is doing shit, dude. Is it possible that we just have an unkillable fire golem? Or furnace golem? Certainly not, right? This has got to be here to be overcome. But I just don't know how. Like even when we're shooting him with ranged spells, it's not really doing damage to him, is it? I don't think anything that we're doing is damaging him at all. So far, Fresh Brain, not so OP. Just right back where I started. Right back in the same befuddled state of... Like, this is... This episode is just the struggle bus, guys. That's all. There's just... Cannot figure out a way to avoid the struggle bus or get off of the struggle bus. Yes. Bring Torrent back. Okay, so he jumps up and he throws the fire. Like, clearly we do this with Torrent, right? We use Torrent to jump inside. Yeah! We did get inside. I'm counting that. That's a three-pointer. Three-point shot. Swish. Nothing but net. Alright, well, new day or not, fresh brain or not, I think it's pretty clear. I don't know what to do about this guy. I have no clue how to solve this puzzle, just like it's perfectly on brand for everything else that we've been. Is this the new converted Fringe Tower? We finally closed the book on one never-ending mystery, only to open another. So I think what we're gonna do, assuming I don't get scoped out by this guy, but I think what we're going to do is I think I am actually going to get scoped out by this guy. So I'm going to have to make a run for the hills momentarily. Get myself out of here so I don't get roasted once again. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to shift gears. This episode has been definitely a weird one. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to shift gears and do something a little different by reviewing the story trailer. I did talk about the possibility of doing that before heading into Shadow Altus, and I think that is something that makes a lot of sense, if nothing else, to get my mind off of the all-around frustration that has been Elden Ring as of late for me, or at least this episode. So let's check out this scene of the Furnace Golem just going to town over here. He's like, ha ha ha, you shall never defeat me. We'll see about that. We shall see, my dude. But yeah, let's check out the story trailer again, shall we? And see what new details we can glean.
Mikula the Kind spoke of the beginning. The seduction and the betrayal.
What exactly are we looking at here? So that bracelet could be a clue. Maybe I need to do some sleuthing here and like Like, is this America? Is that actually America's bracelet? I need to pull up an image of America. Dude, I think this is America. That detail totally escaped me the first time. And then just now, looking at this, it feels pretty obvious, doesn't it? That's America's bracelet. Whoa. Oh my God. Okay. So if we've got America here, let's watch that again.
The seduction and the betrayal.
The seduction and the betrayal. Is she reaching... she's reaching into what? Some sort of I don't want to be crude here, but is she reaching into some sort of a is this a birth canal that is being extracted from? Seems sus.
The seduction and the betrayal.
We've heard though this talk about betrayal has been mentioned before. I think if I'm looking at my notes here for who mentioned this betrayal, I think it was Hornsent talked about where is it? By America long betrayed, set aflame. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By America long betrayed, set aflame. What exactly was the betrayal? It seems clear that America, was it America personally that betrayed? We know that America, there's also the dialogue, I don't remember who told us this, but Mesmer was sent by America to cleanse the tower, right? To purge the tower folk. I think that was Letta, actually. Letta told us that long ago, Queen America commanded Sir Mesmer to purge the tower folk. And obviously, this is supposed to all be connected to Mikola. Maybe we should just keep watching for now. Let's not get... But that is... America does not... She has not faded into the backdrop from the base game. She is still very much... Maybe not front and center, but she is a strong presence still.
The seduction and the betrayal. An affair from which gold arose.
Okay, so I take that back. It's possible that this may not be America. It's possible that, because if we're trying to, we've done this before with trying to determine who we're looking at based on the silhouette and the body structure. It did feel like a very feminine arm from that first shot, but then when we see this shot here, it does feel like this is Mikola. That there is it's strange, but like there's definitely with Miyazaki, there is these lines of masculine and feminine. He likes to blur them quite a bit. We've seen that in this game. We've seen it in some of the Dark Souls games. We've also I went back and I looked at the description for, was it Saint Trina's sword? There's this line that now has been mentioned by Sir Ansbach, talking about Saint Trina. Well, he didn't specifically mention Saint Trina, but he said, I made note of the quote, talking about Mikola, he mentioned his adoring other self, his blossom of slumber. This was when we told him about we told Ansbach about the cross at the Cerulean coast, and he responds to that by saying, yeah, and the deep purple water lilies would be blooming there. This can only mean kindly Mikola has divested himself even of that, his adoring other self, his blossom of slumber. So somehow, and then I read this dialogue on Saint Trina's sword. I think that we picked up, if I remember correctly, it was a hidden behind a stone sword key at the start of Caelid. For whatever reason, that detail stuck in my brain. But Saint Trina is an enigmatic figure. Some say she is a comely young girl. Others are sure he is a boy. The only certainty is that their appearance was as sudden as their disappearance. So in that one item description, which at the time I thought was maybe nothing more than just, I keep going back to Flame God Flan, like this is, he's a stand-in for these characters that are mentioned only in passing, and you just get them on a little item description and they're never more than that. And I felt like Saint Trina was probably along those lines, but I still made note of it. I added it to my noteworthy items, my long list of items, just because, okay, this is an interesting description. The fact that we're bouncing between or writing the line between genders and those roles with this one enigmatic figure. And now this is even more prominent, or potentially more. It's really got me thinking. The fact that potentially Trina is so closely connected to Miquella, and maybe even a part of him in some way, part of his psyche. It was the cross that was at the coast mentioned that he had to divest himself of his doubt and his vacillation. What exactly is going on there? I'm getting off on a little bit of a tangent, but it's interesting to me because this is really, I think, the only time that we have seen like a full-grown version of Miquella. The other mystery around him is the fact that there's an item description, maybe it was Melania's boss soul, I don't remember where, but it mentioned that they were both, Miquella and Melania, twins born of a single god, but they both were born with a curse. And she had the curse of rot, but he had the curse of eternal childhood. And we can go actually to that scene. I've got the video pulled up now from the opening cutscene that I went back to look at in America. We can look at this scene from the opening cutscene of the base game where he is depicted being held by Moog. And for the longest time, I didn't know what to make of this, but then it made sense when I read that line, because Miquella being cursed to eternal childhood, that kind of makes sense here. This seems like this is obviously Miquella. But then it looks like we see him here in the story trailer in a full-grown form. But also, these are the same, it looks like the same bracelets and armlets, right? The armlets here, they look exactly like Marika, do they not? Like, I'm not crazy on this front. This is why I'm having a little bit of confusion. But do we have is this another situation like we had the whole time with Radagon is Marika? Is there something like Miquella is Marika? Is like, what exactly is going on here? I'm tuning into some details here that are getting me excited to learn more. This is they do this so well. Also, what is he doing here? He's pulling on some strings? I'm gonna back this up.
An affair from which gold arose.
That line, an affair from which gold arose. That, to me, when I went back to review it, suggested to me that we were talking about, this is how perhaps how the Erdtree was, I don't know. An affair from which gold arose. What exactly is being referred to there when they say gold? I would assume capital G. Gold, grace. These are concepts that are connected to the Erdtree. Radagon and his Golden Order fundamentalism. Although we know that I think there's another item that talks about how Miquella, I think it's one of the incantations, where Miquella gifts Radagon's rings of light. It's a gift that he gives to his father, or maybe the other way around. They both kind of gave spells back and forth. But one of them mentions that Miquella divested himself or abandoned fundamentalism because it could do nothing to cure Melania's rot. And that's when he turned to unalloyed gold. Is that what that's talking about? This gold being an affair of gold arose? Is that the unalloyed gold? Maybe that's what it's talking about. Okay. Pieces maybe coming together here. this is first of all just the art. Whoever had the I'm not an artistic guy. I don't know what this is like. The people who put these scenes, these amazing compositions together I always marvel at it. Like this is beautiful. It is horrific as well, but it is beautiful. The purple, dark, shadowy sky, this bloody mass that makes me think of Blasphemous Blade. It makes me think that this is where they take a section out of this whatever wall of massive corpses, and you just take the Blasphemous Blade right out of there. This is where Reichert got it from. And then on the other side, you have this golden, beautiful, majestic looking skyline. So it's like this feels like the portal between the Erdtree, the lands between, and the Shadow Realm and the Shadow Tree. But how does this make any sense? Why did you need like a massive pile of bodies? That's how you created this portal. And what exactly is he doing? What are these like this strings or webbing or whatever that he's holding on to in order to, I don't know, is he trying to close the barrier? Not close the barrier, close the portal, or open it? What exactly is going on here? In any case, it is absolutely beautiful.
And so too was Shadow born.
And so too was Shadowborn, right? So you've got these, the duality, the two sides of the coin, the yin and the yang. Not exactly sure where I was going with that thought. I was just thinking like this, you can see the influence of Eastern philosophy in general, but still so many questions.
What followed was a war unseen.
Fuck these guys. Fuck these motherfuckers. I hate them. Yeah, this now we've come across so many of Mesmer's soldiers now in just the opening area. That helm and that armor set, very, very familiar. And of course, those stinking furnace golems. God.
One that could never be put to song.
Oh, still not sure who this figure is on the stairs. Maybe not somebody important, but it does kind of make me think now of Egon. It looks a little bit, it's probably not Egon, but it just makes me think of him.
A purge without grace.
A purge without grace. This is the Tower Settlement, right? I can see now this is Bellarat. And this would have to be Mesmer, doesn't it? This who else would this be? The coiled these are the fire coil attacks that he is spawning, and you've got these snakes that are slithering around him. Why'd it have to be snakes? Is there some connection to Reichard? That's why everything, whenever I think of snakes in Elden Ring, I'm always connecting back to Reichard in some way. Can you blame me? Yeah. Bellarat was, I mean, this may be the central location in the game, similar to how the Erdtree was the central location. I'm not totally sure yet, but the fact that we were blocked from going into the tower, I don't remember what the message was, but we were blocked in a way that felt reminiscent of the impenetrable thorns. When did that begin? When was the tower blocked by Shadow? Was it in response to Mesmer's invasion and him laying waste to this town? Did some of the horn scent somehow retreat into the tower and erect that barrier of shadow? Or is that Miquella's doing somehow? That he is within the tower and the shadow is barring the way on his account? Not totally sure yet.
Or honor. The tyranny of Mesmer's flame.
Is that somebody we know? Not sure. Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay. Did I mention this before? I don't remember if I said this or not, but I feel like I had a thought at the time that we were doing the Dancing Lion. I thought that maybe, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but I had the passing thought that, did we see this before? Have I, like, he felt familiar. And of course, we saw it in the story trailer, but it didn't really, I didn't know what I was looking at the time. It kind of reminded me, I don't know what it reminded me of. I thought this was like a giant skeleton head, but no, this was a lion's head. Well, horny lion's head. God damn. That freaking fight. I'm almost getting just tilted watching this again. Just seeing that. That is so very cool though. This scene here is just the preview of Mesmer and his flame. Goddamn. Is that the lion's head that's been put on the spike there? Did I see that right? Not sure. It's a little hard to see. Okay, now I am a little bit confused because I could have sworn, and I think this is still the tower. I feel like we are looking at the tower or Bellarat. This is from within Bellarat here, and now we're panning up to the tower, but then we get the Shadow Tree. So now that we know the layout of the Shadow Realm a little bit, this doesn't quite make sense, right? The Shadow Tree is supposed to be like off, all the way off camera to the right or to the north, right? Northeast-ish. It's not supposed to be on from this, unless maybe somehow we've swung all the way around to the southern end of the tower in an area that we are not able to traverse actually in game. I just don't remember being able to get this perspective. I could be quibbling about a particular detail here. I think the important part is that they want us to have, they want to have a really badass looking part of this story trailer. So details be damned on the actual geographic layout in game. The backdrop of having the the Shadow Tree as the backdrop to this portion of the tower. It's interesting to see this, like it almost feels a little bit like Farum Azula. Oh, I say Farum Azula. Like my idea of Farum Azula is that it was originally connected to the Lands Between, probably Caelid, because the Bestial Sanctum and the surrounding area there feels like it has the exact same architecture as Farum Azula, or it's very, very, very similar. And somehow that portion of the land it got ripped up by a giant storm, right? The eye of the storm just tore that away from the Lands Between, and now it's the crumbling Farum Azula in the sky. It feels kind of like there's a similar thing with this tower architecture, but we need to get a better look, because I feel like there's a part of the tower has kind of been pulled off. That's what it looks like from this. It's been disconnected or ripped off of the other portion of the tower that's connected to the ground still. But we haven't exactly seen the tower floating off somewhere like Farum Azula, so it may turn out to be completely different. We got to get beyond the shadow barrier and find out eventually.
And so kindly Miquella would abandon everything.
Yep, that's the gravesite plane, all right. There's the tower of what was that tower called? I've already forgotten. But the burnt or the scorched ruins over there. Yeah, we're familiar with this this place now. This one I'm not sure if I'm familiar with. I don't know if we have found this particular. I don't remember a marshy, swampy area quite like this. So yet to be discovered. In-game location, question mark?
His golden flesh, his blinding strength.
Now in that one, in this scene here, it's very difficult to tell. That is so blurry. There's no possible way to know. But it does he looks smaller. That's the detail that I was focusing on. We see the blonde hair like before, but it feels like he's more childlike in this.
Flesh.
We don't have a total point of reference here. I can only measure against this grass that he's walking through, and just sort of, you'd really need to see another person stacked up next to him to know for sure. But it just feels like he's a little more childlike in this.
His blinding strength. Even his fate.
Aha! Aha! Could this be Saint Trina? Let's listen to that line again. Hold on. Let's do the dialogue one more time here.
Strength.
His blinding strength is a little funny. If it's a little bit oxymoronic, if he is indeed the size of a child.
Even his fate.
Even his fate. The purple is what makes me think Trina. They've gone out of their way to really. It's one of the ways you help communicate to a player the identity of different characters or different themes in your game is by associating color palettes with particular characters and themes. And they've done a great job doing that in all of Elden Ring, I would say. And that's where my mind immediately goes here, given all the stuff we just talked about not so long ago. Saint Trina. Yeah, I totally would not have guessed that the first time we watched this. But now it's like, I want to know so much more about Saint Trina. Holy shit.
But we are not deterred. We choose to follow.
So gorgeous.
Will you walk with us?
I see them all there. I think we know all these now. Maybe not. Maybe not all of them. We know more. We know Ansbach, Freya, Tialier hiding out over there, Hornsent looking the other way, not wanting to. I'm going to associate with these freaking tarnished, these Erdtree motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep them at an arm's length, because we're at, we happen to have a common goal, but otherwise keep them out of my sight. The only person we have not been introduced to yet, I think, here, we obviously have Leda as well, the Needle Knight, but this person here right in the middle with the long-brimmed hat, who that be? It looks like we've got one more character to add to the fold. Maybe we will find this person in Shadow Altus somewhere. Okay, I'm very, very, very glad that we did a review of this, because there were so many details there, so many more details that you don't absorb the first time, partly because you're seeing a trailer for the first time, but also because you haven't played the game or the DLC yet, and now things making a little bit more sense, but still so many questions. All right, guys, that is where we will wrap up this installment of Elden Ring. I'm so glad that we decided to review that story trailer, because I'm in such a better mood all of a sudden. This episode, if you did enjoy it, please do consider doing that YouTube thing and hitting all those buttons below. It makes such a big difference, and it really helps me out, especially on a day like today. Well, it's been multiple days recording this particular episode. It just has felt like one giant, like I said before, it's the struggle bus episode, because my expectations of going in and once and for all solving the converted Fringe Tower, and then not meeting those expectations, and having to deal with that frustration of feeling like I'm that kind of person who wants to solve all the things, and I want to solve them without any help, and having to finally say, you know what, this is just one of those things that I'm not going to get to. I think that's the honest truth, is that I was at a point with the converted Fringe Tower where we had tried so many things. I don't think that I would have ever come back around to that particular combination of erudition plus wearing a stone crown. that combination, I think I probably would have just written it off. If I had thought about it again, I would have said, we've tried that already, haven't we? And so it was very likely that I was just never going to get there on my own at this particular point. But also, I do have to say, it's not a great puzzle. I think if we're being honest about this could just be huge amount of cope from my end. But it's not really a great puzzle. It's a little similar to Make Contact, if you ask me, because you give the player a clue like Erudition, light the way. It just doesn't, for me at least, doesn't logically connect that you're supposed to go to, light the way. That's totally talking about putting on a stone crown and using that along with Erudition. Doesn't make sense in my book. But it is what it is. We can finally, one way or the other, close the chapter on Converted Fringe Tower. We still do have another rise to solve, another tower to solve. Is it Colonna's or Calora's? I think I've mixed that up one way or the other. And I don't have let me turn my controller on. We're going to look and see exactly what this thing is called, just so I can have some semblance of knowing what the heck I'm talking about here. It's been one of those days where everything is just a little bit disjointed. Colonna's Rise. I was calling it Calora's Rise at first, mistaking that N for something else. But also, we also had the Lamenter's Jail, which it really caught me. I didn't know what to do about it, didn't know how to solve it, and then it didn't really feel like a solution. Using Mausoleum Soldier's Ashes, it's just like, we went from this being this, bizarre, how do I deal with this situation, to, I'm gonna just completely, utterly cheese it to know, like, I don't even have to do anything. I can just sit here and let I probably didn't have to attack on my own. The Mausoleum Soldiers, I think, would have just taken care of the business, taken down the Lamenter, and you go from that being sort of a puzzle, weird gimmick boss, mini boss, to just a complete cheese fest. And then you throw in, on top of everything, you throw in this motherfucker. How the hell are we going to solve this? So it's just one of those days where, your mental state, your emotional state, and the challenge. We love the FromSoft games because of the challenge, but that doesn't mean that everything, because of that specifically, it's gonna mean that some days you're just not in tune with either yourself or the game, and which is why I'm so glad that we did take the time to review the story trailer and get ourselves hyped up for pressing into Shadow Altus. We'll do an NPC sweep next time just to make sure we've got everything squared away with our friendly crew, and I'm looking forward to meeting that last mysterious member of the crew and getting, hopefully, some more pieces to the puzzle here of Mikola and St. Trina, Marika, Mesmer. It's all going to be so much fun, and watching that story trailer again has got me hyped to find out. So we will look forward to Shadow Altus next time. And as always, thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.